Today, I'm going to talk to you about why low income and poverty stricken people should not invest and to try to get rich. I'm going to show you the math, I'm going to show you the why, and I'm going to give you an impossible hypothetical situation where nothing bad happens to the investor. There's no bad breaks. Everything works out 100% of the time. And even they have a big, huge, massive start that most people that grew up in poverty and low income will absolutely never have. It's literally, I'm giving the hypothetical situation the best possible start to real life, but born in a low income poverty zone. So let's begin the video. So first, let's set up the hypothetical situation. You are a male born into a poverty-stricken family or possibly low income. It doesn't really matter, they're both in the same boat. But essentially, your family lives from hotel to hotel, trailer park to trailer park, never living in a house, and always being extremely short on money. So here's the deal. Here's what happens. That somehow you are a brilliant-minded child, and by age 5, when you start preschool and kindergarten, you learn that you can either acquire candy bars from places, or you are gifted candy bars by other family members who might be wealthier, and in turn, instead of eating the candy bars, you take it to school and sell it to the rich kids for a huge flip. So remember, this is going to be taking place in the early 80s or 90s economy. So these candy bars pictured here are probably 25 to maybe 30, 50 cents. If you buy them in bulk, even cheaper than that, and we can assume that. But the point is that you're flipping these for $1 to $2 to $5, depending on their rarity, to the rich kids at school. And you're doing this constantly, every day. Your entire backpack is not filled with books and school supplies. It's filled with candy, snacks, crackers, cookies, candy bars, and you are raking in money hand over fist every single day. And most importantly, you're hiding it from your parents because otherwise they're going to spend it on things that people in low income and poverty tend to spend it on, which is food and survival, sometimes, unfortunately, drugs and alcohol and cigarettes. But we're going to take that out of the equation, and we're going to give you the best possible start in your journey to make it through investing, okay? But it also turns out that not only are you gifted in mercantile and trading and flipping, you are also God's gift to gaming. You are literally a prodigy in video games to the point where you start entering local tournaments at the age of 7, and you are absolutely beating everyone, including teenagers and adults, and you are getting tournament prize money, non-taxed because you're a child. So from 7 to 10, you are grinding out every possible local tournament. You're not telling your parents. You're saving all of this money in just a hole in the ground in a mysterious forest that is nearby your trailer park. Okay? I'm being serious here. And you get noticed, you get scouted, you get signed into some deals, and from age 10 to 13, actually, let's make that age 10 to 15. We'll just, we'll make that 15. Okay, age 10 to 15, you are a professional gamer. You are making tens of thousands of dollars in tournament winnings. Remember, this is still like the 90s, maybe early 2000s at this point, depending on when you were born. We're going to go with that, okay? And so you're not the best. We're not letting you be the world champion of anything. That would be too much easy money. You're an instant millionaire if you're just like the world's best Fortnite player or whatever. No, that is not allowed. Back in the day, you're getting the piddly amounts of tournament money. There's no other way for a child to make serious cash because you can't get a job because you're a child. Your family can't pay you, for labor because you're a child. So this is the hypothetical best way to get the most money possible as a child, okay? And let's just say you did it, and let's say in the end, when you've reached age 15, you have $50,000 in the bank, ready to go. Okay, that's your starting budget at age 15. We're starting early on this investment journey, super, super early. And when you're going to take this $50,000, I'm going to show you 2 scenarios that plays out over the next 40 years for investing and why, as a poverty person, it's just not worth it. So first off, let me start with what every single investment financial channel will tell you, every single expert and advisor that have never lived through experience, that have never lived through poverty, that got lucky and knew a guy or invested like crazy, okay? They're going to tell you this spiel, okay? So due to what is called inflation, things will become more and more expensive over time. So you have your $50,000 starting funds, and at age 15, bacon is $1. So with $50,000, you can buy 50,000 packages of bacon. And in 20 years, that cost of bacon goes up to $5. So, still with $50,000, which you still have, you can buy only 10,000 packages of bacon instead, which means your money is worth 1/5 what it once was, because you can only buy 1/5 as much bacon. Therefore, you just lost 80% of your savings. And then, of course, in 20 more years, instead of going up by $4 extra, it goes up by $5 extra, because we like nice round numbers. And let's face it, bacon will one day be $10. You can only buy 5,000 packages now, which means you lost 90% of your total savings by holding on to it for the last 40 years. So this means that your money is only worth 10% of what it was when you acquired it when you were 15 years old. And this is the thing that every single financial guru, advisor, expert is going to tell you, that don't let your money sit in your bank account. Don't let your money sit in a checking account. It needs to be building interest. You need to take your money and you need to build, a financial future. You need to invest it so you can get money back. Now, first off, I just want to point out here at the top of the screen, we have the two Wojaks. They work in retail and fast food, because when you grow up in poverty, when you grow up in lower incomes, unless you are insanely hyper ultra lucky, which our luck ran out at 15, we're no longer a pro gamer, we're no longer selling candy bars at school for insane profits because, well, the internet happened and then everyone's pretty much normalized now. So all that reading of your epic gaming magazines and doing research, watching X-Play and all that stuff, it's just out the window because now everyone has access to it. Sorry, internet age happened. Power levels got normalized, you're no longer a pro gamer. And because of your crappy poverty upbringing, you went to a terrible school where you were constantly bullied for playing video games. You were constantly attacked and in danger all of the time. The teachers were in a position of self-defense constantly from gangsters and other students, and living in the ghetto. So you never got a quality education, but at the same time, your brain, because of poverty and because you're surrounded by drug users and just bad influences your entire life, in a bad neighborhood surrounded by bad people, you no longer have the capacity for education. Let's say in your early 20s you tried it out. You spent like a couple $1,000s out of your savings, whatever. We'll just pretend that you worked hard and got extra savings and you took that money out. We're not going to take your $50K away from you. And you worked super hard. You got overtime at these crappy jobs, and you saved. You ate beans and rice. That's all you did. You ate nothing else. You never went out to see movies. You never paid for anything. You just sat at home playing free-to-play games and spending nothing at all. And your car never broke down, and you never had to get, like, your appendix removed or a kidney checked or a stomach or dental bills or anything. Let's just say, you're really lucky in that regard. You have perfect health and a absolutely, amazing genetics so that your health is just beyond, anyone else's, okay? Let's just pretend for a moment. Now, you take that extra money and you invest it into, higher education for years, and you're spending thousands, remember, and you're spending a lot of your free time, which you're always exhausted from working retail and fast food. And so you get nowhere at all because your brain is just not built to understand extremely high things. You have an average IQ, maybe even, we'll give you 105 IQ. That's above average by 5 points. There you go. 105 IQ for you. Okay, that's your IQ. Sorry. You don't get to cheat on this one. All right, so you're above average, and even then, there's just something wrong with your upbringing that prevents you from getting this higher education. So this means you can't get a better job, because that's what happens to people in poverty. You just can't get a better job. You don't know anybody. People know you're from poverty, so they're going to offer to pay you less. There is just absolutely nothing you can do. You can say, we'll do a trade. Well, sorry, you can't do the abstract math to figure out the calculations of voltage or, like pipe pressure or whatever it is that tradies have to do. You're just stuck in these jobs, okay? You're just stuck doing these two jobs, and that's all you qualify for. And you may think, well, what if you just, work your way up to management and you try that? Let's say you tried that, and by age 35, you realize that you can't stand around in the ghetto anymore and let these people shoplift from the retail store. You can't let people steal from the soda fountains and just running out and just smashing your counter because you forgot some ketchup on their burger or something. and you just lose it. So you get fired, obviously. You get fired. So you have to start all over and climb the ladder for the next 10 to 20 years. You're now 55, and you're just now reaching associate manager. Well, guess what? In retail, until you hit district manager level, you're making maybe 40K a year at best, if you're a co or a store manager, depending on where you're at in the world. And then retail is even worse. If you're, like a manager there, you're making maybe like 33K a year. So yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get, okay? But the point is, all right, is that all these investor peoples, all these gurus are going to tell you that you need to take this money and you need to invest it. And I'm going to show you how much you would earn if you invested this money. And people think that it'll save you from this life, that you'll be able to rescue yourself if you do the decisions at 15 and somehow have $50,000. Most adults don't have $50,000. Most 35-year-olds don't have $50,000. Most people don't even have $600 saved up. Okay, I'm giving you a really rare and very privileged, lucky life here, and I'm going to show you why it still won't work. All right? All right, the second scenario, and I'm making it look really, really good, and I'm going to explain and tear down why this isn't that good. And let me explain. First off, let's set up the scenario. You invest $50,000 into stocks at 15 years old, and every year, your stock wins. The value of your stock increases by 9%. This is considered really, really lucky and very unheard of for most investors. It has happened, and yes, it has happened in bigger numbers, but this is every single year it goes up by 9% no matter what. So every year you're winning. All right, and you're winning above what most people would normally win when you invest. I'm giving you the best possible scenario that isn't just outright cheating or making you an instant millionaire overnight, okay? None of this GameStop crap where you invest $1 and it's worth 100, okay? No, we're being real with real stocks and just real, like historic numbers here. So you invest 50K at 15 years old. You now have $50,000. And this does not involve reinvesting your earnings. This does not mean you're getting dividends and then you're putting your dividends back into the market. No, this just means at 15 years old, you bought some stock and then you forgot about it. And you're living your normal life, which I will get into later, because low income and poverty people live differently than rich people, believe it or not. At 35, your stocks that you invested at 15, well, guess what? They're worth $257,083. And that sounds like a lot. And yes, it technically is a lot of money. It's a crazy amount of money. But I'm going to tell you why, when compared to the bacon theory, that it's not. And you're going to see why, okay? Now, at 55, you suddenly are a millionaire at $1.440 million. And at this point, it gets a little good, okay? But this is going to assume a few things here, okay? This assumes that you survived to 35, living in poverty and low income, without becoming mentally unstable, schizoid, just wild, deranged Albion Online YouTuber, okay? And this also implies that you survived somehow to 55 with no health issues, no car issues, no rent issues, no bad rainy day issues, no oops, a lung popped, or you had a heart attack or a stroke. Okay, this implies that you had a perfectly healthy, normal life with no bad rainy days, and you're still working the retail. I can't really write. The retail and fast food jobs. Wow, my E's are really ugly. But you get the point. That says retail. I'm sorry, my my mouse handwriting is terrible. Okay, so you're still working the same crummy jobs, making low income and poverty wages, because that's all you're allowed to do in the society. So let me break down now why this is not a lot of money, but this is an okay amount of money. Let's talk about it. All right, but let's take in the bacon prices from the previous example and apply it to our investor. Okay, so at 15 years old, you've invested all your money into stocks. Unfortunately for you, you don't have any money for bacon, so you can't have any bacon at all. Sorry. But you were patient, you ate only beans and rice, you starved every day, you lived life miserably for 20 years, and now you're ready to cash in that investment and eat some damn bacon. So you sell your stocks, and ignoring interest rates and taxes and all that other crap that's going to actually lower this number, we're going to pretend that doesn't exist in this world, or that someone just pays it off for you. Let's just pretend you're a gamer girl and someone donates you money. All right, If what I'm trying to tell you is that you wasted 20 years of your entire life. You wasted 1/5 of your entire existence, assuming you lived to 100. Most people don't. So 1/4 of your life living just miserably. And guess what? You can only buy 1,416 extra bacon packages. All right, that's all you get. You get 1,000. Like if you eat a package of bacon a day, that's maybe 3 to 4 extra years of bacon over your 15-year-old self. Okay, so you gave up a severe amount of happiness for a little bit of extra bacon. That's it. Now, it gets a little better though, but let's say you didn't cash out those stocks. You lived on your beans and rice in miserable squalor until you're 55 years old. Your life has been nothing but waking up, going to work, going to bed, eating beans and rice. That is your life. No fun, no food, no excitement, no parties, no vacations, nothing. You are living paycheck to paycheck, stressing out every single day of your entire life, not knowing if you can pay the bills, hoping that your car doesn't need repairs because you have nothing saved up, and maybe you have a little bit saved up, but the point is that all that hard work you did as a kid, when the money, was rolling in, it's you're gonna cash it out now. And guess what? At 55, now that bacon is $10, you can buy 144,000 packages of bacon at 55. So let's say you eat a package of bacon a day, okay? 144,000, and we'll just say 80. We'll round it up, all right? We're going to divide that by 365. So, you're not going to live long enough to enjoy all that bacon. You're just not. Maybe if you had kids, which you can't afford to have kids until you at 55. I'm sorry, but your seed is dried up. You're a husk. You're not having any normal kids at that age. You might if you have god tier genetics. I don't know, but the point is that what are you gonna do with that money? What are you gonna do? You're 55. Your knees are giving out because you worked in retail, standing up 12 hours a day on hard concrete, marble flooring. You got beat up in retail because you forgot someone's mustard on their burger once, and half your face is missing, and your brain stem is disconnected from your spine or something. I don't know, okay? You slipped on the slippery McDonald's floor, and you lost a kneecap, okay? You're 55, you don't have enough years to enjoy those 144,000 packages of bacon that you can now buy with your millions of dollars, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that, you need to enjoy the bacon while you have it, while you can enjoy it, because you don't know. Do you even know if you're gonna make it to 35 years old? I don't know how many times I can tell you that I've come so close to death from just random like acts of nature, other people, just events that happen, bad weather. There's so many times that I've nearly died. I mean, I literally drove through 3 tornadoes once in a dark rainstorm in the middle of the night, and I don't know how I lived through that. I probably died and got quantum warped into this dimension where it's Berenstain Bears instead of Stein Bears. I don't know. But how are you going to survive to 55 without having health problems, heart attacks? There's so many. Here's the thing, right? Like if you're living in poverty, you're not living a healthy, stress-free, easygoing life where you can constantly go to the doctor and get little things fixed. You're living on the edge. You can't afford a hospital visit. If you get sick, if you get brutally maimed in a fight, you have to like self-medicate, okay? And that 50K that you start out with is going to go way better towards the quality of life. All right. The 15-year-old with 50K, okay, he didn't invest it. He went to Starbucks. He got some ramen noodles. He ate pizzas. He, bought some good stuff. He went to the gym. He bought some fancy things and got himself a nice girlfriend. He's got that money saved up, so whenever work is stressing him out, he doesn't care because he can just go work at any grocery store or McDonald's. There's like a million of them surrounded by him. And he's got plenty of money to sit on his butt and enjoy all the newest video games and to make YouTube guides. And he doesn't have to worry one bit about going to work and living paycheck to paycheck. If he gets sick, he can go to the doctor and oops, it was cancer. Hey, take away, 45K of that. But hey, you're still alive and you actually made it to 35, where maybe something will happen. You never know if something might happen that like money becomes extinct because AI robots took over the world and banished money or something to save humanity because the AI is the good guys or something. You never freaking know. But my point is that yes, if you invest and you don't reinvest dividends and you don't reinvest, profits, you could, end up with a little bit less than this or a little bit more. It's whatever. It's going to be around that ballpark, assuming you're 100% lucky and you win every year and the stock doesn't just come crashing down. We need the red color for that one. The stock doesn't just go, and then all your money's gone. So imagine if that's the case, okay? You wait until you're 55 years old, and then you're stocking bacon. Oh no, Hogwarts Legacy came out. Everyone's angry, and the stock just crashes. Oh, Hogwarts Legacy bacon, no, no, and then you sell right here, and then you're left with like $400. Okay, and bacon's actually not $10; it's $25. So how many bacons can you buy now, investor? All right, you could buy 16 packages of bacon. That's like 2 weeks of bacon and some change, because oops, you accidentally spilt it on the floor, and the 5-second rule doesn't apply to you because germs are gross, and if you eat the germy bacon on the floor, then you're gonna go to the hospital, but you can't afford the hospital because you only have $400 to your name, and your boss is calling you. Ring, ring, ring. Let's draw a telephone here. Let's draw an old-timey telephone. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, there we go. Old-timey telephone. Ring, ring, ring. The boss is calling. He's yelling at you. He wants you to come in. Actually, that's where you listen. This is where you speak. Well, no, that's correct. These are sound waves. I don't know what this is. This is just nasty hairs from your phone because you didn't clean it. Okay, and you're being stressed out. And oh no, guess what the stress did? Here's your face. Okay, here's your face. You're like a Bart Simpson, and you got you got the face, and here's your face. But now here's your face, because the stress stressed out half your face, and so now you have Bell's palsy, and then you go to work, and you're fired because you're not smiling at the customers, and then it's just over. It's game over for you, because your stock crashed. I'm sorry, game over, game over. But hey, it's not so bad, because the deity that is over this world had pity on you, and he decided that, you had a hard life, working in retail or fast food or whatever, and he reincarnates you as a really cool, freaking big, awesome, really neat sword, okay? And then you find a sword owner, and it's a super kawaii cat girl, and then you live happily ever after, and you feed her curry, and there you go. That is why you should not invest money if you're a lower class person or you're in poverty who can't find a way to make more money quickly, because what good's the money when you're 55? It's over. It's over. If you found this useful, if you honestly found this useful, then click the join button. It's like right down here somewhere. I don't know if this arrow even works, but it's like click the join button, and it's $5 a month, and it helps me out, so that this doesn't happen to me. Okay, it's $5. Okay, there you go. Please help me. Please save me from this fate. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Mwah.